The Netflix film, Project Power, which I think Jake and I are going to disagree on. I'll go first and tell you guys that I thought this was a lot of fun. I didn't think it was very smart, and I think it had a great concept that it probably didn't fully utilize, but I'm gonna chalk that up to budget. So the idea of Project Power is that in the not so distant future, there's a pill that you can take that gives you a superpower for 5 straight minutes, but you don't know what your power is going to be. Some people turn invisible. Some people turn elastic. One guy bursts into flames in a Human Torch style. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I think you just described the Fantastic
Four. Yes. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is like Superman. He has the power of Superman. He's essentially indestructible. And I waited for a scene throughout the entire movie, and this is going to be a bit of a spoiler, I suppose, but I waited for a scene where like a ton of people took the pill at once, and you just got to see like a whole super powered like WWE type fight, and it never happened. But I liked the characters a lot. I like Jamie Foxx is playing an ex-soldier who's trying to track his kidnapped daughter, and he's got to work his way up through the distribution chain of people who are dealing drugs. That puts him in contact with Dominique Fishback, who's a girl who is peddling the drug. And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays a cop in New Orleans who wants to use the pills to give himself power so that he can fight back against the criminals who are essentially abusing it. A lot of really good ideas, I thought. Some cool execution. I thought there was a great action set piece in the middle, which is a Mexican standoff kind of thing that then devolved into a multi-person shootout. And I really liked the way that was staged and filmed. But then I'll admit that I think the thing sort of lost its energy halfway through and didn't go to nearly the amount of creative places that I was expecting. But still, I'm giving it a pass because I like the actors. I liked the concept. And I thought the execution was fun enough that I had a good time with it. But you didn't care for it as much.
I didn't. I'm with you in that I think it's a really interesting idea. And this is one of those movies that, you know, people always sort of like, they always like remake good movies. Like, why are you remaking movies that were already good? Like, this is a really interesting idea that like, I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to if someone wanted to remake this in 20 years and like, cause it's a great idea. And somewhere within this idea, you should be able to make something interesting. It just felt aimless to me. Like, it sort of felt like they came up with this idea and just sort of went like, well, just throw the characters in there. Like, well, like it'll figure itself out. Yeah. Like, I even like by the halfway point when I texted you guys, like, guys, does this get? I texted the gang saying, hey, does this get any better? I was just sort of like, where is this going? Like, what is the point of this? Like, I get other than the interesting idea. What is the point of this movie? I didn't particularly care about any of the characters. I kind of felt like despite the fact that it's a really great cast, everyone seemed to be just kind of phoning it in. Everyone, you know, it was within the very easy wheelhouse for a lot of these. I didn't feel like any of the people were as charming or as talented as we've seen them be before. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't, and it wasn't a fun watch for me. It was a great idea that like just fizzled out. Like it started up here and just kept going. The stock just kept going down. And by the end of the movie, I was like, I'm done. I'm out. Huh.
A question on the concept. So is it each time they take a pill, they get a random power, or you just get a single power and you just, every time you take the pill, you get that power?
The latter. You get the same power over and over again.
Okay, but you don't know what you're going to get until you take it.
Correct.
Okay.
And cool. For some people, the power is like one guy takes it for the first time and he just explodes. And then that's it.
Fuck.
Yeah. So there is a gamble that might happen. But more often than not, it works out in your favor. I found this to be fairly interesting. The co-directors are Henry Joost and Ariel Schulman, and they broke on the scene a while ago with Catfish. They're the two guys who...
it's those guys?
Catfish documentary.
Wait, Neve Schulman?
Ariel Schulman.
His brother, who does the show with him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Those are the two guys who directed this.
And I sort of feel like, and it's interesting because I feel like they're similar genre movies that both came out recently within Netflix. I put this in sort of the old guard category, where like really interesting premise, but a very bland execution, despite the fact that the people on screen are incredibly talented. Like both Old Guard and Project Power should have been infinitely better. Extraction as well.
You can argue Extraction falls a little bit into that.
Yeah.
Really talented folks who maybe just fell a little bit short of what they could do.
Do you think is it a budget thing? Does it feel like it's just they're just not given the...
I think so.
A blockbuster
I don't
budget?
know. I mean, we've seen incredible stuff. I mean, look at Host. Like, we've seen incredible stories come out of movies that cost nothing.
Well, yeah. I just mean, I guess, from the those are very like action based. I think when you get into action, it's like that's just.
But the action
it's
doesn't
gonna be
mean
expensive.
anything if the story itself is not there.
Totally
like
fair.
like the
Totally
like
fair.
the action in Old Guard was incredible. Like there's some really great fight sequences.
I
but
still
that's
haven't
such
finished
a lame movie.
Yeah, that says volumes. Gabe's like, I haven't even finished it yet.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there on
Yeah,
Netflix,
Yeah.
waiting for you.
It literally would cost you nothing to finish it.
His
really
time.
does.
It would be his
His time.
time.
It's
Yes.
pretty valuable.